And it is also awesome when your favorite high school and or college and or pro football team finds its quarterback. UNC fans may have had just that. Gio Lopez, South Alabama transfer, committed to UNC last night. And I'm just going to say it after the brief flirtation with Nico Iamaleava, this makes so much more sense. Just an absurd amount of more sense than it would to go after Nico. And that's no disrespect to Nico, but not every team needs the splash quarterback. And I'm not suggesting that like, oh, Bill Belichick didn't have the splash quarterback. He had Tom Brady. I get it. He had a splash quarterback. But what was Tom Brady known for? I don't think anybody looks at him and says his physical skill set was the best we had ever seen. Remember that picture from the combine where he's sitting there in the, like, I don't know why they did this back in the day. They made you stand there in, like, light blue boxers and just kind of frumpy stand there, and they took the picture. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can find it online. Lopez is a college version of what I've seen Bill Belichick value offensively in his career. Smart decisions, efficiency, take what the defense gives you. Now, I say college version because Gio can run. He is much more of a dual threat than you've seen Bill Belichick use in the past, although he did have Cam Newton for a hot second. But it's late career Cam Newton. He can run, but that's college, right? You play less games. There's more you can do to take hits off your body. You're not being chased by NFL defenders, so you don't have to be as careful with your quarterback. Here's what I mean, and I have numbers to back or rankings to back it up. I was surprised by this. Gio Lopez was 7th in the country in total yards per play last year. 7th in total yards per play. And I had never even heard total yards per play as a stat people use, but I was like, all right, if you're 7th in the country at something at South Alabama, let me see if this stat means anything. So I was on Pro Football Reference, and I clicked on it to see the entire leaderboard. Here are the 6 quarterbacks above Lopez in total yards per play. Jackson Dart from Ole Miss, who's likely, people have him as a first-round pick right now. Cam Ward from Miami, people have him as the number 1 overall pick right now. Curtis Rourke from Indiana, who led Indiana on a magical season and ended up getting hurt, but I probably will get at least a look in the NFL. Will Howard, who led Ohio State to a national championship and will be a draft pick. Dylan Gabriel, who was a Heisman Trophy finalist and will get a shot in the NFL. And then Sawyer Robertson from Baylor. That's it. And then Gio Lopez. 5 of those 7 names I just mentioned are probably going to be in at least on an NFL practice squad last year. 3 or 4 of them will be on NFL rosters, and all very accomplished college quarterbacks. So Gio Lopez is doing something right. The funny part is he is not near the top of darn near any other stat. Not even near the top of the Sun Belt in most stats. But he has this total yards per play thing, which tells me, tells me taking what the defense gives him. It's not like he's averaging a high amount of yards per play because he has a bunch of 80-yarders and a bunch of negative games. It's like he averages 7.7 total yards per play, and most of them are between 6 and 9 yards. He is just nickel and diming you, taking what the defense gives you. That's what Tom Brady was the best in the world at. Yes, he did have random years where you got Randy Moss and was explosive, but for the most part, it was Edelman. It was Troy Brown. It was Amendola. It was Deion Branch. It was just Wes Welker. Even the tight ends. I know Gronk could stretch you down the seam, but it's not like he didn't have many 70-yarders. It's just a lot of throwing it to the open guy. Oh, you get in a defense that is susceptible to the run, checking to the run, picking up the yards. Gio Lopez has some of that to his game. Maybe not all the power at the line of scrimmage, but the legs to take care of it where, all right, you're dropping everybody's covered. I'll pick up the yards on my own with the legs.
But also just having knowing when the moments to take the shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key thing as well. That's something what separates really good quarterbacks from great ones. And maybe Gio Lopez can do this when he's at Carolina is, hey, I'm going to take what the defense gives, like you mentioned, but at that right moment, all right, now I'm going to go for that back shoulder throw.
It was funny. I was watching John Gruden. Do you remember the Gruden classes he used to do on ESPN? He's doing them again now on YouTube. And I was watching because he was with the Syracuse quarterback, McCord. And he was like, do you know what happens 70% of the time in NFL on a drop back pass? And McCord was a little like, 70% of the time? He's like, you throw it to the check down. He was basically saying like, the smartest thing to do is be conservative, and then that 30% is when you have to see, like, it's got to be that move, right? It's whether it's down distance time tells you to take the chance, be a little bit more risky, or it's wired, right? It's the look you were hoping for defensively, and you end up with the touchdown. Gio Lopez has some of that. 25 touchdowns last year. He accounted for. He's a good player. I don't think he's the best skilled player. He's not going to be the highest priced quarterback in the world. Looks like it's about a 2-year, $2 million per year deal reportedly. Like that to me makes so much more sense for a Bill Belichick team. Right? Spend the money on defense, spend the money in the run game, spend the money on the offensive line. If you're going to be a Bill Belichick team, spend money there, and then the quarterback can be a smart decision maker that can make the throws, can stay ahead of the sticks, can take what the defense is giving you. That to me is one that kind of makes me feel sane again. Because there was a second there where I was going, I have no idea what Bill Belichick is doing over there. He's taken the guy that sat out for more money after agreeing to a deal because of the Nico Iamaleava rumors, and he's got his 20-something-year-old girlfriend copied on emails, and I was like, I can't predict anything. This is all new to me. Then just when I thought it was completely lost, they bail on the Nico Iamaleava sweepstakes. Nico goes to UCLA, and he picks up a smart, sensible quarterback from South Alabama, and I'm like, there it is. Now, I all right, I'm not going crazy. I'm not going crazy. And you know what else? Gio Lopez is another guy that plays a game kind of similarly, I would expect, from a decision-making standpoint, to what you'd want Bryce Baker to play. Bryce Baker is your incoming stud freshman quarterback who has more physical abilities, right? Bigger, laser rocket arm, all those sorts of things. But a veteran that he can learn from for a year, and then depending on how Gio Lopez plays this year, right? Everybody's on a 1-year contract. You make the decision next offseason who you want to roll with. But I think it's good. I think UNC fans, if you're excited today, and that's not because you're also Canes fans getting excited for the NHL playoffs. If you're excited for your UNC fandom, I think that's fair. I think you should be. Even with a handful of names you probably wish didn't hit the transfer portal. Because I think you got your quarterback. He's definitely the leader in the clubhouse to be your starter.